Hey YouTube, back again with another Carpet Vanguard deck profile. This time around, I'm giving you guys Beast Deities. This is a deck. Nova Grapplers. I never really played much with them, but I ended up getting this deck off of a friend of mine as part of a deal, and they apparently absolutely love this deck. It was just one of those things that it was time to move on and build something else, kind of a thing. But this deck, Beast Deities, they're a really fun deck to play. You can get their optimal, winning image to go off, as they allow you to hit 9 attacks on your break ride turn. It's pretty crazy what this deck can do. So let me sort of get started on the profile here, as there's some kind of odd choices that I'll explain a little bit maybe as I go along or at the end. Speaking of odd choices, starting with the starter, is the grade 3 Searcher over the more standard Riot Horn. The simple point behind this is, while Riot Horn is really good for the restanding effect, while you're doing your Break Ride Infinite Hell combo, you're not going to be able to get it off unless you're able to get to your grade 3 pieces. So you need the grade 3 Searcher to search for one of your 9 grade 3s and make sure that you get there as fast as possible. So that's the reasoning for the grade 3 Searcher over Riot Horn as your starter. Triggers, we have 7 crit, 4 Beast Deity triggers, and 3 Red Lightning, who's like to put into the soul and unflipped damage. So he works very nice for a lot of the unflipping. I'm running an Energy Charger for Soul Blast, draw 1, and then the Beast Deity triggers you need for your skills. Draw triggers, 1 3 minutes, and 4 Beast Deities, so that's 7 and 5 for crit and draw, and then your 4 Beast Deity heals, your Rescue Bunnies. I like how all the heals except for Wall Boys are like Robot Girls too. I don't know, maybe I'm just a sucker for them. It's just me. But trigger lineup is focused on getting your critical pressures for your finishing turn, as well as trying to keep card advantage for that extra. That's why the extra draw trigger is in here, just to get the extra card that you need in your hand. Grade 1's your 4 Beast Deity Solar Falcons, because you need as many Beast Deities as possible in the deck. 4 Desert Gator, your 10k attacking grade 1 if you have a Beast Deity Vanguard. Very nice for some early game pressure, and also is useful late game as not only a lock target, but if you are down on card advantage and you're forced to be attacking with him, 10k gets the job done as well. 3 Energy Charger, who is the Soul Blast 2, draw 1. This deck, you need to increase the consistency of your riding as much as possible. If you watch my Kagero video, I go about the same strategy, as you already have very powerful break ride grade 3 turns, that kind of a thing. But the downside is that those restanding Vanguards, all the discarding, getting the break ride oriented combos that you want, you need to have as many cards in your hand as possible. So through drawing, through searching, you need to get there as fast as possible. And then the one of Max Beat. This guy's pretty cool. Sort of like a restanding booster. In the reverse build, he's not quite as great because the locking sort of messes up your boosters, but very nice for some mid game, where if you're able to get him behind the appropriate attacker during the Infinite Hell, he lets you hit for very nice numbers when you're doing your break ride combo. 4 12k attacker, absolutely necessity to this deck, because you need to just hit very, very good numbers and try to get as many successful attacks as possible. And then here's the odd choice, which there's a little bit of history to why this card is ran in the build. Street Bouncer, when he's placed on rear guard, you can rest him as well as rest the card behind it in the same column, and then you get to draw a card. So here again is trying to sacrifice power over consistency, in that during your grade 2, when you drop whatever on the Vanguard, start calling him a rear guard, and then he lets you draw extra cards just to sort of cycle through, turbo through the deck to get to your grade 3s as fast as possible. So in a pinch, you can like intercept with him early to like prevent a damage, or even just move him to the back row and use him as a lock target for your reverse. Very versatile card. I believe even like the Legion Riser start running him now as just, he does the job. They've run him and MG Charger just for the same purpose, as to get as much card advantage as possible and get to the cards that you want to get to. In addition, for my grade 2s, we have the 2 Golden Anklet, who is a 9k normally, and then he gets 3,000 when he stands up during the battle phase. So he works very, very well with the Ethics. I run him over the 10k because the 12k attacker versus just a flat-out 10k gets there, as he can hit for he can hit a Vanguard with 12k just by himself, or the 10k, as most Vanguards or 11k would need either a booster or the trigger help. And then I'm also running the 2 of Beast Deity Brainy Patlio. He has a very, very good effect when he hits a Vanguard. You can counterblast 1 to restand another of your Nova Grappler units. Unfortunately, he's just 9k, so during your Break Ride Infinite Hell combo, he's not going to hit very much, but he's a nice like 2-drop to like ride him as your Vanguard, and gives you a little bit of early mid-game pressure as well with like Desert Gator to like poke for the extra damage so that you can finish them off during your Break Ride turn. Now onto the grade 3s, which is sort of the main focus of this deck, is your 4 Break Ride Beast Deity Ethics Buster. His skill is that when you ride a Nova Grappler over top of him, they get plus 10,000 power, and then when your Vanguard attacks an opponent's Vanguard, you get to restand your front row rear guards. And then if he's boosted, he gets an extra 2,000. So, for him, as he is like the absolute necessity, the core of the deck. 3 Deadliest Beast Deity Ethics Buster Reverse. He is your restanding Vanguard, and he's also a cross ride as well, or a cross break ride. So he gets 2,000 power if you have the regular Ethics Buster in the soul. And then for the cost of a Counterblast 2, discarding 2 Beast Deities, and then locking 2 of your Nova Grapplers, he is able to restand during the battle phase. So he's your restanding Vanguard. The problem with him is that he's actually a rather subpar restander, as compared to other restanders. His cost is a little bit more costly, I guess. As it's Counterblast 2, discard 2, and then lock 2. Where other ones it's just like, compared to like Minerva, where it's just like, discard 3, Soul Blast 3, which is nothing, and then Counterblast 1, he's a little bit more costly. However, he's absolutely vital to your Break Ride combo, as he's the one you want to ride first, and he's the one that allows you to get 8 or 9 attacks off. I'll run through how that turn progression is supposed to go. I'm also running 2 of the other cross ride, the Strongest Beast Deity Ethics Buster Extreme. He's a nice sort of backup option if you're not able to get if you're not able to get to the reverse, or if the reverse breakaway combo somehow doesn't kill you, Ethics Buster is in general overall like better card that you would then ride and then kill your opponent with. His limit break is that when you drive check, reveals a grade 1 or greater beast deity, you get to restand one of your Noble Grappler rear guards. And then he's just like the reverse, he's also a crossed right, so he's going to be 13k with an Ethics Buster in the soul. So he is another one that allows you to get multiple attacks, restand your rear guards during the drive check, as well as, you know, in addition if you're break riding him over top of the Ethics Buster. So the way that the deck, I'll explain this real quick, that you want to play it out as, is you're going to use your starter grade 3 Searcher, move him back to your rear guard, either one of the sides, not behind the Vanguard, and then for your 1-drop. And then when your 2-drop comes around, you then want to call your Street Bouncer, rest, and then you're going to rest your grade 3 Searcher, which lets you draw a card, and then you can use your grade 3 Searcher skill, Counterblast 1, put him into the soul to search for your grade 3. So that way you're getting, you know, your card you drew off a Street Bouncer this turn, the grade 3 that you should be drive check, or you should get with your grade 3 Searcher, and then at this point you're also able to get another soul, so you can play your Energy Charger, Soul Blast 2, draw a card. That's another reason why the grade 3 Searcher is, I prefer it over Riot Horn, because you also are able to get an extra card in soul for your Energy Charger to draw more cards. And this way, you just add so much more consistency as opposed to the restanding booster that Riot Horn provides. Now, when you get to your grade 3, so let's say you intercept with him, and then we'll have a Golden Anklet and a 12k attacker, ideally, and then whatever rear guards that you want to. We'll say, you know, Energy Charger. We'll put a Desert Gator out here somewhere, and then, you know, whatever else you want to. So for our grade 3 turn, where's the Ethics Buster? Here's our Ethics Buster. Here's how the Infinite Hell works. You're going to ride the extreme over top of, the reverse over top of your Ethics Buster. And then at the cost of a Counterblast 2, discard 2 Beast Deities, and then lock 2, he's going to be able to, during this turn, remember it's during this turn, when he attacks, you get to restand your rear guards. So let's go through our attack progression here. Is you're going to go attack with the rear guards first, attack with Vanguard, Ethics Buster skill is going to go off to restand your guys. Do your drive check, you know, hopefully get some triggers. And then skill, because you attacked already, you restand him. So far that's 3 attacks right there for his effect. 4, 5 on rear guard, attack with your Vanguard again, that's 6. Ethics Buster skill still goes off because it's still during this turn, so your rear guards get to restand again, you do another drive check. And then 7, 8. So that's 8 attacks right there. And this is without, you know, possibly like a Brainy Papillon or a, you know, max beat somewhere in this combo as well to maybe get a few extra attacks in. But you're going to get, you know, 8 attacks a turn, which it's most likely going to kill your opponent if they all, you know, go through. So this deck, it's very, very combo heavy. Unfortunately, it's also very, very fragile, which is why we are maxing out as much draw as possible, because things like, you know, Link Joker's completely shame this deck, because they're gonna, you know, lock your rear guard. You're not gonna be able to get your multiple attacks off if they play it right, and if you try to commit too early. And then you're just gonna lose card advantage, and then just lose horrendously, because they're gonna just Chaos Breaker you to death with all the cards they're gonna draw. So, but this is a very, very, very fun deck that goes off. Your opponent just, like, you know, you just smack them in the face when you get your Breaker icon to go off. So it's a little bit more interesting of a build. I remember when my friend was making this deck, and we were looking at the builds in Japan, and then the ones that kept topping over there were the ones that were using the Street Bouncer, the Energy Charger, the Grade 3 Searcher, just to increase the consistency of the deck. So let me know what you guys think. Very fun deck. If you guys think maybe I'm missing something, or maybe I should change anything up, or what you guys think your testing is, what your preferences are, let me know. Thanks for watching, and peace out, YouTube.